Class 12th Subject English 1.5 The New Dress. Brainstorming. Full video. Narrate in your words the picture imagined by Mabel as she thinks of herself in the party as a fly at the edge of the saucer. Answer. Mabel imagines herself at the party as a tiny, helpless fly clinging to the edge of a large saucer of milk. Around her, everything seems bright, smooth and shining, the elegant people, their graceful movements and their easy laughter, but she feels completely out of place, small and unwanted. Like the fly, she fears slipping and drowning. In that world of beauty and confidence, this image shows how insecure and inferior she feels compared to others at the party, as if she doesn't belong among them at all. There are a few other characters mentioned in the story. Discuss the way their reactions help us to understand the inferiority complex of Mabel. Answer. The reactions of other characters in the story play an important role in revealing Mabel's feelings of inferiority and self-consciousness. Mabel constantly imagines how others see her, and even small gestures or casual remarks deepen her sense of inadequacy. 1. Mrs. Barnett, the servant. When Mabel arrives at the party, Mrs. Barnett's polite but indifferent manner makes Mabel feel that her dress is old-fashioned and ridiculous. Though Mrs. Barnett says nothing unkind, Mabel interprets her glance as judgmental, which immediately triggers her insecurity. 2. Clarissa Dalloway. Clarissa is kind and welcoming, but Mabel feels that her warmth is only superficial. Clarissa's charm and confidence make Mabel more aware of her own lack of style and social grace, deepening her feelings of being out of place. 3. Rose Shaw. When Rose casually says, "What a lovely dress," Mabel believes she is being mocked. This reaction shows how Mabel's inferiority complex distorts reality. She cannot accept a compliment sincerely and instead assumes others look down on her. 4. Charles Butt. When Charles talks to her kindly, Mabel imagines that he is only doing so out of pity. His ordinary friendliness becomes in her mind proof that others see her as dull and uninteresting. Conclusion. The way Mabel interprets others' reactions shows that her inferiority complex exists mainly in her own mind. Most people are polite and harmless, yet she sees every glance or word as criticism. Through these interactions, Virginia Woolf allows readers to understand how deeply Mabel's insecurity isolates her from the world around her. 2. I pick out the sentences from the story which describe the ambience of the party at Mrs. Dalloway's place. Answer. In the story The New Dress by Virginia Woolf, the ambience atmosphere of Mrs. Dalloway's party is described through several sentences that create an image of refinement, brightness, and social elegance, but also highlight Mabel's discomfort. Here are some sentences from the story that describe the ambience of the party. 1. The room was full of life, full of movement and color. 2. There were flowers, music, and laughter, people moving about, talking and smiling. 3. Mrs. Dalloway looked so charming in her silver gray dress. 4. Everyone seemed perfectly at ease, perfectly content, as if nothing could be more delightful. These lines together help the reader imagine a bright, stylish, and joyous social environment, in sharp contrast with Mabel's feeling of being out of place and inferior. Yet, Mabel is thinking too much her dress. Propose 5 sentences supporting the above statement. Answer. Here are 5 sentences from the story The New Dress by Virginia Woolf that support the statement. Mabel is thinking too much of her dress. 1. Of course she had made a mistake. Her dress was old-fashioned. 2. She looked in the glass and saw herself as a fly crushed and ridiculous on the edge of the saucer. 3. She could see nothing else, only the yellow dress. 4. Why did she ever come dressed like that? 5. If only she had worn something simpler, something newer, she would have felt different. Critically analyze Mabel's weak economic conditions in the past as one of the reasons that led her to choose the old-fashioned dress. Answer: Mabel's weak economic baccalaureate in the past is one of the main reasons that led her to choose the old-fashioned dress. Coming from a modest family, she had always been conscious of money and appearances. Here, past poverty had instilled in her a habit of saving and reusing things rather than buying new ones. When she decided to attend Mrs. Dalloway's party, she could not afford an expensive or fashionable gown, so she had her old yellow dress altered instead. However, surrounded by wealthy and well-dressed guests, her awareness of her social and financial inferiority deepened. The dress thus becomes a symbol of her economic limitations and the lasting effect of her lower-class upbringing, which feeds her feelings of insecurity and inferiority. The cause of Miss Mabel's disappointment is not only her poor baccalaureate in the past, but her excessive bookishness also. Substantiate. Inferior among the wealthy guests at Mrs. Dalloway's party. Her memories of poverty and plain living make her constantly aware of her difference from others. However, her disappointment is deepened by her excessive introspection and imagination. Mabel is a sensitive, overthinking, and bookish woman who imagines that everyone is laughing at her old-fashioned yellow dress. Her tendency to analyze herself and others leads her to misread harmless gestures as signs of ridicule. Thus, instead of enjoying the party, she becomes trapped in her own thoughts and insecurities. Therefore, Mabel's unhappiness arises both from her over-intellectual, self-critical temperament. Explain your views about Mabel's tendency of deciding her own value from the comments given by others. Answer: Mabel's habit of judging her own worth by others' comments shows her deep insecurity and lack of self-confidence. She depends on others' approval to feel valued, and even small signs of disapproval makes her feel inferior. This reflects how social pressure and class judgment destroy her self-esteem and prevent her from appreciating her true self. Write the synonyms for the word dresses by filling appropriate letters in the blanks. 1 is done for you. Attire. Array. Costume. Garment. Outfit. Apparel. Conchology means the scientific study or collection of mollusk shells. Refer to the dictionary and find out the meanings of the etymology. Etymology means the study of the origin and history of words, how they were formed, what they originally meant, and how their meanings and forms have changed over time. Archaeology. Archaeology means the scientific study of the past by examining the remains of ancient human life and culture, such as tools, buildings, pottery, and other artifacts. Use the correct tense form of the verbs given in the brackets and rewrite the sentences. She had taken that old-fashioned book of her mother a few months back. Answer: she had taken that old-fashioned book of her mother a few months back. She pecked at her left shoulder for quite some time. Answer: she pecked at her left shoulder for quite some time. One human should doing be doing this for another always. Answer: one human should be doing this for another always. All this will be as have been destroyed in a few years. Answer: all this will be destroyed in a few years. She felt will be feeling like a dressmaker's dummy standing there. Answer: she felt like a dressmaker's dummy standing there. Do as directed. Leta will sing tonight. Make it less certain. Answer: Leta might sing tonight. You should wear your uniform, show ability. Answer: you could wear your uniform. Sandeep may study to clear the examination. Make it obligatory compulsory. Answer: Sandeep ought to study to clear the examination. I can do it. Make a sentence seeking permission. Answer: may I do it? Frame 3 rules for the students of your college. Rules for the students of our college. 1. Punctuality. All students must attend classes regularly and arrive on time to maintain discipline and academic progress. 2. Respect and conduct. Students should behave respectfully towards teachers, staff, and peers, maintaining a positive learning environment. 3. Cleanliness and responsibility. Every student must keep the campus clean and take care of college property as responsible members of the institution. Frame 3 sentences giving advice to your younger brother. Answer: 1. Always respect your elders and listen to their guidance. 2. Study regularly and never leave your work for the last moment. 3. Choose your friends wisely and stay away from bad company. Fill in the blanks with appropriate model auxiliaries according to the situation given in the following sentences. Take an umbrella. It rain later. Answer: take an umbrella. It may rain later. People walk on the grass. Answer: people should not walk on the grass. I ask you a question. Answer: may I ask you a question? The signal has turned red. You wait. Answer: the signal has turned red. You must wait. I am going to the library. I find my friend there. Answer: I am going the library. I might find my friend there. 5. I read the sentence, we are all like flies. The paragraph describes the rejected thoughts that Miss Mabel carries in her mind. All the earlier paragraphs are in a continuity of a story line. The next paragraph begins with I feel like again resumes to a story. The author has moved in the mind of the character and out of it very smoothly without any intimation or change in the language or tense. Similarly, she has moved in the past years of Miss Mabel's life. This is called a stream of consciousness technique. Read the sentence from the text of what a hideous new dress. This is an exclamation. It can be written as a simple sentence. The new dress is very hideous. Find out few more exclamatory sentences from the story and transform them into assertive sentences. 1. What a fright she looks. Answer: she looks like such a fright. 2. How dull. Answer: it is so dull. Virginia Woolf has created many characters other than Miss Mabel with great skill. Write a character sketch of any one of them. Mrs. Dalloway. Mrs. Dalloway is a graceful and socially confident hostess, whose elegance sets the tone of the party. She is warm and polite, but her charm feels formal than personal. To Mabel, she represents the perfect upper-class world that she longs to fit into, though she never criticizes Mabel. Her refined presence deepens Mabel's feelings of insecurity. A clothes mean nothing until someone lives in them. Expand the idea in your own words. Clothes mean nothing until someone lives in them means that clothing has value only when a person wears it with confidence, personality, and purpose. A dress, shirt, or suit is just fabric unless it reflects the wearer's emotions, character, and identity. It is the person who gives life to the clothes, not price, fashion, or design. When someone wears an outfit proudly, it becomes meaningful and expressive. Thus, true beauty in clothing comes from the individual who brings it to life. Visit a nearby library, find the following books, and read them. A. The Haunted House by Virginia Woolf. G. A Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf.